Hey guys, happy Sunday. It's Barry with Barry's A-Track and Classic Car Radio Repair again. And this time we're demonstrating one of the coolest A-Track units I have ever seen. This is made by Clarion. It's kind of an all-in-one. It doesn't have a built-in radio, but it has two phono inputs, an aux input, and of course it also has an A-Track player. And it was sent in with two problems. One was it would not change tracks. That's a very routine, usually easy to fix problem. The main problem was that the machine ran quite a bit fast. And after a couple email exchanges, I found out that this unit was actually purchased overseas. It was purchased in New Zealand, where their line frequency is 50 hertz. Whereas our line frequency is 60 hertz. So now that wouldn't matter if the motor was a DC motor, because once the voltage is rectified and filtered, the motor doesn't really care where its voltage came from. But this unit has an older AC motor. Now an AC motor basically gets its reference off the power line frequency. So a unit that runs properly in New Zealand is going to run too fast here. The fact that this is an AC motor really complicates things, because my replacement motor, and I don't have one with me at the moment, but it's less than half this size. So what I had to do, needless to say, removing this motor left a huge hole in the chassis. So I'll turn it upside down for you here, and here's where I made a plate to cover that hole, and there's the new motor sticking out there, a new DC motor. And then on top here, obviously we've got 220 coming in. In this country, the only way to use this thing is to get a 220 adapter and use the original 220 plug that came with the unit. So I've got my 220 adapter right here. And so this would normally be, in most units, this transformer would have a 12 volt output. Well, because the incoming voltage is 220, this is a 24 volt output, and the audio circuits are used to that. That's what they've been working on. But 24 volts is a little bit much for my speed control board that runs the new motor. So what I did in that is, thankfully the transformer is big enough that I was able to tap off of it with and make a little high current regulator to knock that voltage down to 14 volts, which my speed board can handle. And so and for the moment, just so I'm not messing with RCA plugs, I've got the speaker outputs directly soldered to the printed circuit board, just so I can demonstrate the unit real quick. Of course, I'm going to remove all that, and when the customer gets it back, it's going to have just the regular speaker outputs. And so this comes from David in West Hollywood, California. David was getting pretty discouraged at one point, because first he pays about, I don't know, $200-300 overseas for a unit that's supposed to be in proper working order. It's got a minor problem and a major problem, and the major problem was that it didn't have a suitable motor for this country, so I had to put a new motor into it. Well, he was starting to get kind of discouraged, because he spent a lot of money on tapes, he spent money on this, he's paying me to fix it, so he's got quite a bit invested in this unit, and so he's going to be very, very happy to see this thing operating properly, which I'm going to do right now. And I only left off the cabinets so I could show what all had to be done to get this thing compatible with American line frequency. This is the super nice wooden cabinet that it slides into, and of course it'll be presented to the customer in that cabinet. But for the moment, this is just mainly to show the customer that I was able to fix the unit, and today is the day that he becomes glad he made this purchase. So let's go ahead and hook it all up. I think I have it all still hooked up. Okay, got it all hooked up to speakers. Let's get our 220. I got my little 220 transformer right here. This plugs into the wall, and this has a 220 plug. So let's plug in the unit. Make sure I'm not shorting anything, because we've got open stuff here, guts sticking out and all that cool stuff. Okay, so we need to connect this speaker ground wire. Okay, now we can plug this thing into 220. Okay, turn it on. See the light coming on, and you can hear that the amplifiers are working. Okay, let's pop a tape in. Neil Sedaka. Okay, end of a song there.
too much that I give. It means wait. Got a one-way you get us to. I'm a lucky guy. Girl full of chicks. To get her baby's leaving me now. Am I really get out and wait to get to the honey? Won't you say you're mine?
All right, so that takes care of that. The unit is working properly. She's running at the right speed. The audio circuits are doing just fine. The amplifier is powerful. This has got quite a bit more output power than a lot of your other 8-track players from this era, because this is more or less designed to be kind of an all-in-one system with 2 phono inputs, an aux input. You can plug your phone into the aux input or an MP3 player. Anything you feed to the aux input will come through the speakers. You just want to be careful to watch your input levels, because the circuitry is kind of old and tired and you don't want to overload it. But at any rate, we've shown that the unit is now in proper working order. This customer should be very happy, and he's actually going to be coming here in person to pick it up. Actually, it was scheduled to be completed on July 4th, so he could come on that day, but I hadn't thought of a couple of things to deal with the 220. In the way I had to add a new, a regulator. It just added more time to the job. So now it's ready, and he can pick it up pretty much any time he wants. So I'm Barry with Barry's 8-Track and Classic Car Radio Repair, and you've just seen how I can make a unit from overseas work in this country. If you'd like to reach me for service, please visit the website in the description below. Please download and print the work order and read through it before calling me with a bunch of questions, because that's what the work order is for. It'll answer, and you have to fill it out anyway if you're serious about sending a unit. So go ahead and get your information off my work order before calling me with a bunch of questions. Please do that. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Thank you, David, for your business from Hollywood, California, and I'll be seeing you in person soon. See you guys next time.